Where is College Game Day going for week number 12? A lot of interesting questions this week. Week 12 and week 13 are interesting because you're swapping off. There's 5 weekends in November this year. So you're swapping off like SoCon Saturday for the SEC, and the Big Ten schedule didn't really align perfectly for them to have a bunch of big matchups and whatnot. So what are we going to do for next week? Maybe they go to Utah at Colorado. Maybe. That one's a noon game on Fox. I don't think ESPN wants to take College Game Day where Fox is, if they can avoid it. So, Clemson at Pitt. That's a battle of top 25 teams currently. Both of them would need to win this weekend. Clemson goes on the road to Virginia Tech. Pitt has to host Virginia. I imagine they both win. They're both favored to. We'll see. If that's the case, then maybe you get game day in Pittsburgh. That would be interesting, right? Or maybe for the 2:30 game on ESPN, or the 2:30 p.m. Central Time, God's time zone, that game, Boston College goes to SMU. Now, I know that you're saying, Gary, why would anybody go and see that matchup? That's yuck. Well, Boston College fans wouldn't say that, and SMU fans wouldn't say that. But we already saw one example of ESPN going to a school for a game that didn't have a ton of national appeal, but when you've got a good storyline, you just do it, right? So they went to Indiana. Part of that might have been because Lee Corso wanted to go back where he formerly coached. But part of it was because Indiana has become such a huge national narrative. So there is that option. SMU has become a big thing. There is a possibility, especially with Clemson's loss last week, that SMU finds a way into the ACC championship game if they win out, and the schedule certainly aligns for them to do so. They're number 13 in the latest CFP rankings. Everything goes well this weekend. They should probably be moved up, I would guess. But we'll see. We'll see. So BC at SMU could be interesting because I don't know the last time that Game Day went to Dallas for an SMU game. Either way, the most likely spot would depend on 2 wins this weekend, and that would be Tennessee going to Georgia. So Game Day going to Athens next week. It's the 7:30 Eastern Time game on ABC next week, and obviously it's a huge game. Top 10 matchup, all that kind of stuff. However, Tennessee hosts Mississippi State. They should handle them. Georgia has to go to Oxford this weekend. Now, I think they're going to get that win, but I don't know it for sure, right? If Georgia loses, do they still go to Athens next week with a team that's coming off of a loss? And they did that with another team earlier this year, but it was a team coming off of a loss a week after a bye week. So they lost a game, had a bye week, and then Game Day went there anyway. They went to Cal. They went to Cal for the Miami game. And that was a week that there wasn't really anything else going on. Even with the Georgia loss at Ole Miss, Georgia is still in CFP contention. So if that's the case, my guess is that they still probably go to Tennessee at Georgia because Tennessee would be, I guess, the highest rated SEC or highest ranked SEC team outside of Texas. I guess I don't know how that's going to work. I don't know how it's going to work, but I'm certain we will figure it out. So that's my guess. My guess is that they go to Tennessee at Georgia. That's the ABC primetime game next week. That's the way it's going to work. Thanks for listening to Winning Cures Everything. Make sure and follow me on Twitter at GaryWCE. If you want to toss in a question, you can email me, Gary@winningcureseverything.com. Make sure and hit that subscribe button, and we'll see you next time.